Okay, all. Hopefully we should be connected, but I'm going to be a few minutes early because the whole thing is that I'm here by myself, so I got to do some of the things that Sunny would usually do, and I'm just making sure that everything's alright. So it looks like we're live. I'm going to click on it, make sure everything's okay, and then we're just going to get started, okay guys? I'll put up the Facebook post myself. Everything will be good, hopefully. Yep, I can hear myself. Looks like everything's good. Look like everything is okay. Alright, so I'm going to put up this post. And then we're going to get to it. So yeah, I hope everybody's week's been good. Got a message from mate and he had terrible news. And I'm like, what is happening in the world? But that's a such as life thing. Anyway, so if I'm not as conscientious about the chat, I'm sorry about that. But I think it's about time for us to begin. So I'll take down the review cover and I'll say this. Let me double check that everything's fine on the back end. Hopefully everything's good and things are going well. Alright. Ladies and gentlemen, as always, welcome to WAYPN. Or as I should say, I'll put the music on. I'll do the thing. Do the thing, Julie. Do the thing. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome once again to WAYPN. My name is Cal, and tonight I'm all alone. I'm all alone by myself. The loneliness is crushing me. No, Sunny's got a lot to do tonight, so we are going to have to be reviewing all of this alone. So first off, we've got John Ross. Now, this is just him showing off his reference pictures and the various paints that he used. And I think that this is really cool because the thing is, when it comes to this sort of thing, when it comes to model hobbying, I guess, compared to like game hobbying, it's a very different beast. You want to try for accuracy more than you want to try for, you know, having nice game pieces. And I think John did a really great job for this. But I look at all of these Model Air ones and I just wonder what they're like. Because we did our review and the Vallejo, wow, they are fantastic. So I think with this one, all I'm going to say is I think that this is really cool when we see this sort of stuff because it helps get us an idea of where people are going and so on. And that really helps people out and helps people understand where things are going. So let us move on to who's up next. Warren. I do believe Warren's up next, if it will let me scroll up. Now, Warren is an absolutely amazing painter. So, one of the things that he mentions in this, that these are all actually Throwback Thursdays on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. But, such is life. I think he's missing the painting. Alright, so, since I won't be getting any painting this week, I'm going to have to share some old stuff here. First up is my bust. I did this a bit over a year ago. I was going to do a Aztec warrior vibes, but the blue marks are actually Viking symbols. I can't remember what each means now, but it's something like hope, cunning, and brave. Things of that sort. You can see the layer lines from the 3D print I was too lazy to fix. This was also the reason I got into 3D printing myself. It's a really nice bust. For me, I like things with purpose. So, oh, yeah, no, I can see what he's talking about with some of the layer lines there. But yeah, that's why I'm not the biggest fan of busts as much, because I'm just like, oh, so what, I put it up on the wall and like that's it? That's all I'm doing. And I'm like, nah. Because I'm a big fan of usable art. Now, I understand historicals as much, and I think this is an absolutely beautiful piece. And maybe it's just me not wanting to spend so much time on a singular piece. But yeah, like, I really like the skin. I think that the hair is a bit too yellow, though. I'm not sure. It feels quite fantastical, you know, with everything going on. Maybe that's just me. But yeah, I do like the piece, but I'm not as much a fan of busts. I think like the head ones I like more, but I dislike the ones where like it's got this thing going on where the arm's just missing, that sort of thing. But that's just me, you know? Not everything is for everyone, and that's okay. Alright, so next up, who do we have with us? And I will check the chat periodically to make sure that I'm not going crazy. Alright, so next up, oh, this was the Elvira ones. So, I'm also going to throw this one out there. My first attempt at doing a black and white paint job. And see, this is, I think I made a comment on this one about how his blacks weren't quite as vibrant. I think that here with the hair, it looks really good. And I really like the black soft tones of the, how do you call that? Stockings? I guess they're called stockings. But I think with the dress, it was a bit of a miss. But yeah, I'm just gonna go over this one quickly because once again, this is the throwback one. So I think those sort of sheen lines, well, I think they're too stark and I think they're too sporadic. I think it needs a bit more of those. I think that the grey dog came up pretty good. I think that she herself came up pretty good, but I think the dress was the definite miss on this one. And I'm going over this one a little fast because, hey Raven, I hope you're doing well. The reason why I'm going over this one a little fast is because, of course, it's a throwback. And we are about the whips. Warren, sharing another one. Alright, nothing much to say about this one. Did it around Halloween time last year. Just had fun doing it. This is Sally from The Nightmare Before Christmas for those who aren't familiar. I am familiar. This one looks really nice. I like this one. I think the sheen on this looks way better. So you see how you've got that sort of grey there and then that inner line and this line over here. I think that looks way, way better. I really like the look of that. I think the stitching looks interesting. I'm just oh, that's interesting. This bit right here. I like that. But it is a very... Oh, I'm not sure about it over here though. This one looks way more deliberate and looks way more like I feel like it should. But this one here doesn't look as deliberate. I really like the little plinth that she's on. I like the way that her hair's done. She very much seems like the character. But I don't know why she's trying to get into the duff. Alright, let us move on. And I will take a look at commentary to see, after each post, to see if there's anything said. Okay, so next up we've got Nur Iskander bin Nuruddin. I have no idea how to say names, guys. I know how to say Iskander. I can do that one. I've been slowly printing and growing my skeleton / undead horde since last year. 2 more to add. Those painted ones are my references for the new recruits, finding a lot of Egyptian themed undead nowadays. Probably got something to do with the old one. Yeah, there's a chance. There's a chance. He's got 2 comments in here though, which is these 2. So I'm going to open up those as well because they deserve a fair look. Alright, so here we go. This is the post itself, I believe. So I like this sand right here, the yellowish sand. I think the blues come up nice. I think the, off-white are quite nice. I think I like all of that. There's nothing here where I look at it and I go, oh no, that doesn't work. I wonder why one's on a circular base and he's got the more Mars sand though. That causes the confusion. And even more confusion as I look here, as this seems to be a more sort of like Roman legionary undead. And then there's one random Tombkin guy, and I'm like, but why though? Why? Why is this happening? Who did this? Why did they do this? Why is it happening? I think I like all of them. I like coloring. I like how everything pops off. I like how these skeletons are integrated into their bases. You see the green that's coming up off them. I think it's all beautiful. I really like this diorama style piece. I think she looks lovely. There's nothing here I look at and I go, oh, that doesn't really work. I don't know what everything's for, but I think everything looks lovely. I do not like this base or that base, and I just don't even know why he's here, because they really sort of defeat the theme of the rest of them. I think that you've got enough elements going on each of the bases and they all look good. So for me, I'd probably, if I could, I don't know if like they're incorporated into their bases. I think these two and maybe even this main guy go on bases like that. This main guy didn't seem as egregious as the others, because I think these ones seem to sort of clash against the other themes, whereas this guy seems to be maybe separate from it, like he's meant to be the center, whereas these guys seem to clash. But yeah. Alright, let's see what else do we have. No, Iskander. Haha, yeah. They're a mishmash of stuff I found on the net. Yeah, well, I think it's okay to have a mishmash of stuff. I think the issue is like integrating it all into your army. So, like I was saying before, with these guys down here, just integrate those two guys in. Like I think all of this looks good. I like all of this. I like the way that you've done that right there. The blue and the leather, all of it looks great. But just make sure that they're all sort of on the same theme. That's the only thing that I'd say on that one. This is a really interesting model. I like this model. Do not know what this is. Is it a Cat O9 Tails? Oh my god. It's so on the nose. Alright. Oh yeah, she came up real nice. I like all the Sphinx cats around her. They came up well too. Wow, look at that gem work. Oh, and the subtle glow. All of that's fantastic, man. Absolutely stellar. But just make sure that you integrate the bases, because I think that was the one weakness with the previous stuff. But yeah, and guys, feel free to comment all you like, because I'm here all alone today because Sunny's got work to do, so I've let her have a bit of extra sleep, and yeah, we've pretty much done the episode, but it is a big one, but we're going to be showing off a lot of recordings in this one. So, I'm not going to comment on this one as much because he's just finished this one up. So, I'm just going to show it off for a bit. So we know where it is, because I think this is how it looks finished up. So let's just take a look for now and compare. So here we are before, we are now. Everything gets so much more refined. But yeah, Derek, I think you did a great job, and it's really great to see how people progress and that sort of thing. Because like right here, a lot of people would look at this and go, man, that's done. You know, you don't need to do any more work on it. But since you did this level of work on that, I'm going to give that level of feedback. I'd call this close to showcase, or maybe even showcase, between character level and showcase for sure. So yeah, I think you did absolutely fantastic work, Derek. All right. So next up, this is the part where I am going to miss having a co-host. So this is him. This is it. This is the Perturabo I worked on for so long. And I'm really missing having someone as a co-host to comment on this, because I did a lot of work on it and I would really love someone else to comment on it. Because yeah, put a lot of effort into this bad boy. A lot of effort. But, you know, such is life. Alright. Next up, we have Connor Patterson. Both before and after changing the colours of my Metal Nightbringer, also got a Keeper of Secrets built. Let's take a look, Connor. So, just getting it primed up. Blocking in the colours. Yep. That's a dirty big line. I think you're going to have to fix that one up, man. Like, maybe use some sprue goo or some Mr. Hobby dissolving putty. I think that would probably be very helpful for you. It is such a nice model. It is such a nice model. It upsets me how good some of the models from GW are, knowing their prices and knowing how difficult they are to construct. Alright, let us move on. But yeah, that's a great base, man. I'm looking forward to seeing you come along with it. Hey, we've got Tomas. Oh, has Tomas written anything? Just a little chip Terminator. We'll see how it comes out. Well, I really like the way that you've done the chipping. So I like how he's done the... I've forgotten what this freaking stuff's called. Checker patterning. How he's gotten this checker patterning done, and see that how the checker pattern fades out because of the chipping. That is talent. That's absolutely fantastic. And he's very, very beat up. Very beat up dude. So I think that looks really, really good. I'm really looking forward to seeing where this guy goes. But I wonder what you're going to be doing with the Crux Terminatus and the head itself, because everything else here looks just so smashed to pieces. So we'll see where it goes. But I'm so excited, and I just can't hide it. Alright, we'll move on before I... Oh dear, something has happened. Alright, no. Everything's fine. Don't worry about it. Everything's fine, everyone. Alright, next up we've got Iskander. I kind of botched the base, but I am glad she's joining my undead horde. Spent the whole day painting her. Yeah, man. This is absolutely fantastic. So I really like that purple fade on the Head of Nine Tails. And this is the money shot. This is the golden angle. I love the way that you've done the gems. They look fantastic. The eyes, that looks really good. Now, if there's any weakness anywhere, it's right here in the skin. Right here, under the armpit, around this area. And it's pretty minimal. Like, it just means some extra shading, that sort of thing around there. And some extra highlights. The only reason I even bring it up is the level of detail with everything else. So, like, the way that you've done the gold down here, absolutely fantastic. The little cats, fantastic. I love all of this. And I love that slight purple radiant coming off the Cat of Nine Tails. Oof, I really like it. But you should have some of it go on to the base. I'm not sure what you mean by stuffed up the base. Is it because it's coming up like this? I don't think the base looks stuffed up to me. Like, it looks quite ostentatious, right? It doesn't look like just a straight sand base. But all those little details, that's absolutely beautiful. I love all of that. I do think that you should put some of that purple coming onto the sand itself if you're going to do that kind of thing with the base. But that is the money shot. Absolutely beautiful. Just absolutely popping. Alright. Let us move on to the next piece. That's our Dirty Down Under. But let's see what the people are saying. So, Shaku says, I did have some of the purple glow on the base, but I didn't like how it looked and redid the base. Yeah, I can understand that, but I think especially if you were going to have that purple radiance, so I'll just go back for a sec. So, you see how we see that slight glow here? It looks unnatural along here for it not to have the glow, especially the way that it is. It makes it feel unreal. And there's going to be people who sort of just look at this and go, something ain't right. And they'll be right because they'll pick up on something unconsciously. And that's the thing. You want to suck people into your illusion. That's the most important thing with miniature painting. The feeling of reality, not reality itself. All right, so I'll read out what we did for Sunday Fun Day. So, today you can... Wow, I was really short and to the point with this one. It's probably because I needed sleep. But the Dirty Down Rust one, we did so much for this one. Like, honestly, guys, if you want to learn about Dirty Down Rust, watch this. I'm not even joking. This is, as far as I can tell, the most definitive exploration of Dirty Down Rust. Full stop. I don't see anybody doing anything like this. I even see some people who are like, oh, you don't have to heat it up. And I'm like, oh my god. Oh. It drives me absolutely mental. So, check it out. I think it's really worth it. Alright, next up, we've got Andy Dickinson. Some Saturday painting. I was about to say Saturday morning painting because I have been infected by America with Saturday morning cartoons. Because Saturday morning cartoons were the best. 2 more models from the Journeys into Middle Earth. Lord Aegon, and Idarius are done. Which leaves me with 1 more left painted to have them all. And Agripo of Nothing, I also used some Dirty Down Verdigris on Lord Aegon's armor, even though I'm still working out how to best use it. You know what? Here, I will click this one. So here we go, ladies and gents. Watch me do my magic live. Okay. Need help with Dirty Down, you say? Ha! Look at that, people. Look at how my computer works. Or rather, how Facebook works. But yes, we will take a look at his stuff in just a moment once I hit the enter key. Will you enter? Will my computer work? Who am I? I don't have people around me to keep me sane. So let's take a look. Alright. Very much like the basing. Very much like the basing. I think the wooden staffs come along well. That is a beautiful spear. I love the contrast between the two. I think this cloak has come up amazing. I really like it. It is looking most good. You know, the miniatures are very hit and miss, aren't they? When it comes to the journeys to Middle Earth, aren't they? Like, I don't mind the face, but there's just something that feels a little off about this model. Oh, look at that cloak. The cloak's great. It's fantastic. I love those blues. I love that black streak down there to give some contrast. Yeah, no, these are looking good, man. I like it. Let's see. Oyo! Oyo! Why does it not post my link? Huh? Huh? Let's see. Can you post a link? Why is it like this, people? I hope there's people here and I'm not just talking to myself like a freaking madman. Alright. So, Jack Brown. Jack Brown did this one. Now, it's time for meme review. Except I'm not good or famous, so it's meme review. I don't know how to do it. Anyway. Hey everybody, look, he's trying a new skill and he's kind of awkward and feels silly because he's still learning. See, nobody cares. Keep practicing. Because getting better at something takes time. So, here's the issue. This one, right? This meme. It's good meme. Good meme. Good meme. But too much text. Too much text. So, you need to just shorten it. It's like, hey everybody, he's trying to learn a new skill. And then you say, see, nobody cares. Keep practicing. Because getting good takes time. I know there's a lot of text there and you want it to be caring and feeling, but you need the impact. The feeling. Meme review. Alright, we are done with our meme review. Alright. Yes, we hear you. I hear you at least. A tome kilometer? 184? I'm not sure. Maybe he's 1804. Alright, next up. Warren does... Oh, God. Don't do this to me, Facebook. Don't go rogue on me. Wow. This is another throwbacks of Warren's. And it looks spectacular. I think this might be one of Warren's best work. Very, very subtle the way that he's done the purples and such. But it's also very stark. The only thing is this crack right here, which freaking ruins the rest of it, because all of this is amazing. Absolutely amazing. Like, look at all of the scratches in the leather. How stark everything is. Neat. And even the soreness on that knee. Alright, yes. Don't do it, Facebook. Let me work. We'll see whether it will. But yeah, no, look at this. Oh, very nice. Very, very nice, Warren. But it's not a whip. And we're all about the whips here. The workings and the progress. So, we must continue on. In hopes that things work. Okay, good job. Good job, thing. Alright. Warren! Warren. It's okay. Just because you can't paint for a week, you got to get over it, buddy. You must get over it. We all have weeks where we can't paint. Some of the times you paint too much. And then you don't get to sleep. You go crazy. I'm not going crazy, anyone. Shaku says, I love this one. Tomek is Tomas. M is from... I can't say words. Mikish... Tom is Tomas. I've got it. I succeeded, everyone. Don't look into it any further. Warren. Come on, buddy. Come on, it's okay. You'll get to paint next week, I'm sure. I'm of it. They're all very nice paint jobs. We all know that you're a nice painter. Come on, buddy. It's alright. We all have weeks where we can't paint. Alright. Next up, we have... Oh, yo! Where is... What? Isn't of it... Okay. It's alright, everyone. I'm not upset. I'm not upset. It's just that Facebook doesn't work, ever. And it causes me no ends of hassles. So, Larry Hassenflug. Still working on the monster. Yes, the base is small for the figure, but it's the size needed to play, which ties my hands to some extent. It's not an official unit, but based on the show of the many unseen mechs came from. As the model is in a much smaller scale, the official figures, because the source material mecha is huge, but for display purposes, I followed the suggestion and used additional bases to surround it. Now, he's done this later on, but it ended up breaking, but I think this looks really good the way that he ends up doing it. I followed the suggestion to use additional bases to surround it, leaving it open for the monster to be taken in and out as desired. Glued several bases together. They're not quite all uniform in size. Where have I gone? Primed them, and now I'm waiting on some crackle texture to dry. Yeah, basically he's figuring out what to do here. So I'll take a look at this, and I think it ends up really good. We see this a bit later on. I wonder if these are woodcut. I'm not sure how he's doing these ones. So this is an Atlas. And an Atlas is 100-ton mech, which I think is the thing. But apparently this thing is meant to be bigger than an Atlas. It's meant to be as tall, but much wider. And see, that's part of the problem when you get to games. Like it's very difficult. But we'll move on from there. We'll move on from there because we see an updated post, and I think that he did really well with it, even though it did break. But I think he did really well with it. All right, let's see what the it's Polish, so it's unpronounceable. I got Tomas. I got that one. And it's definitely not because I don't have any sleep. That's definitely not it. All right, Two Big Frogs from Calvinoni. And I do believe these frogs are from... Oh, what's the one that we like? It's from Archon Studios. Archon Studios, the Dungeonless and Lasers set. And so this bit you can glue onto this one. And so a lot of people have magnetized it so the frog can have like a swallowed and unswallowed effect. I think it looks good. I really like the yellow contrasting with the green. I think that looks good. These are very just decent tabletop miniatures. I also like how he's done some of the green spreading out down here. I think it looks very cool. They do what they're meant to do, and that's the most important thing. When it comes to tabletop miniatures, don't give yourself too many hassles. Some people would be like, "Oh, there's the lines on them." I don't freaking care, man. Your players are going to come in, smash the frogs to pieces, congratulate themselves, and then ask what's inside the frog. I cut the frog open. Can we eat the frog? What do frogs' legs taste like? Are we French now? This is the line. Like, they're not going to care as much about the paint job, no matter how much effort you put into it. So just keep that in mind. Paint for your purpose. All right. Okay. So whatever this is not working. It's not upsetting. So John Ross put up the parody lyrics of Gotta Paint 'Em All. But I was expecting Pokemon. Why are we referencing Meshi now? Oh, Dungeon Meshi, of course. Didn't realize we were referencing Dungeon Meshi. That's just me. I just think about eating things. It's not because I'm hungry at all. Don't worry about it. Alright, so it's some more from Tomas. Was Tomas the one who failed when we came on? What? Haven't we already seen this one, Tomas? Oh no, you did some of the Crux Terminatus. Let's take a look. You did some of the Crux Terminatus. You've done some more work on the gun. What else have we done? Okay, it looks like just clean up. So you're not quite finished yet by the looks of things. I'm taking a look, seeing what I can see that's different. I don't see any differences with the gun. I do see that you've done the eyes of the Terminator. But there's something I've got to ask Tomas. How come his face remains unscathed? It looks a bit textured, but it seems quite unscathed comparatively to the rest of him. Because, like, he's got to get at least some nicks, right? Or is this not being, or will this be scratched? I will now look at the board. Oops, it's prayer time. I shall get back to you when I get back. All good. Have a good one, Shaku. Alright, so next up, we've got Hazik Shimham. His ham. You guys can see I'm not doing well without Sunny, right? Right? Miss you, Sunny. I hope the editing goes well, or that you're sleeping. And I think this is another one of the ones that did not survive the Facebook. So I will talk more for a moment to myself and the utter madness. Alright, so first off, I absolutely love this face. Okay, because like, this is a great way of integrating that theme. So we've seen some of the blue coming off here. I do believe that's the radiant flames of the wings, right? Now, this does look a bit chalky here. So what I would probably do is get a thin color and maybe try and blend that a little bit more. Because I do believe this is done with dry brushing. Yeah, I believe that is the case. I like what you've done down here. I think that looks good. But that helmet, I absolutely freaking love it. The reason why I really love this helmet is because it's got no face, but it feels so characterful. Yeah, I think that looks really cool. Also, like the blue running it down here and along the edge there. That's very nice. Very subtle, not too intense. Like it a lot. Alright, so yeah, I think you've done really well there, Hazik. Alright, next up, we have me checking the comments. Alright. Lich or vampire, Calvinoni said. Oh! Why you like this, Facebook? Why? You know what? I'm gonna take a look at all of these little things and see what we've got over here. Because I'm gonna make sure that... Because I open all of these. You guys know me. And I do this. I make sure that the things are open. But it just wants to betray me. It's because Sunny's not here. It knows. It knows what's happening. Trying to put me off my game. I'm not crazy. I'm telling you, I'm not crazy. Okay, I know. I know what things are. I know who people are. I know people. So you know I'm not crazy. Alright, what didn't... Okay, great. I thought I was going crazy for a second because I opened that up and I didn't see it there. Alright, so what is it? Lich or vampire? Why not both? Could certainly use it for each. Tell you what, that is a crazy cool model. I really like what he's done with the green and the sort of tide of people trying to get out from under him. That looks very cool. I'd say this is probably one of the best ones that I've seen done by Cal. I really like it. I like the eyes coming out. I like this sort of iron bodice, I guess you'd call it. I think the hands here, right? When I look at them and how he's got this pale green blue face, I don't know if these are meant to be gloves or what they're meant to be, but they look too skin-like to sort of suit the rest of him. But yeah, I think he looks great. I love the base. I absolutely love the base. I think that looks great. Maybe that is his skin color, because up here on the back of his dome, he's got that same sort of skin color, but at the front, he's all like blue and stuff. What's happening, guys? I don't know what's happening. Something's happening with his face. Alright, so what have people said in the meantime? Nothing yet. Ah, yes, Tomas. Tomas is done. But Facebook is a betrayer. So we must take a look. Tomas, where are you? Come back. I need to know why the face looks like this. I think there's some bass in Tomas. Okay. So Tomas, the way that you've got these... Now, I use these ones as well. So don't worry, it's not the flock itself, but you need it to be growing in something. So the way that it's there, I really think, you know, put some very fine sand around it with some brown. I don't think you can really do it right now. But first off, I think that they look nice, but they're not integrated well. I think that that's important. I really love the jet flames coming out of his power pack. And I think that, of course, as always, your scratching is just spot on, mate. Fucking nice. Yeah. It's pretty good. But yeah, I really like the weathering. But I feel like his face, like, it's very characterful in the way that you painted it. But I take a look at it, and I'm just going to do a bit of zooming in. So I see maybe some chipping there. But you see... Oh, nice. I like that you include this. It's nice. Did you say words? One is done. Need to do the next. Okay. You should include words for this. How you did your things. Because people will be interested. Guarantee. Guarantee. But yeah, I'm going to take a look at the zoom in picture. Yeah, like, I feel like his helmet itself needs some scratches on it, some weathering, because it feels out of place. It sort of breaks that feeling of verisimilitude. It's got a great level of character. I love this subtle eye glow. There's so much that I love about this. But when I take a look at it, I just think to myself, you know, like, you put so much effort into everything else. Why not put that extra bit of effort into this? You follow what I'm saying, man? Alright, so I will see if there have been words. There has not been words. Okay, I'm currently a madman raving to myself. Alright. Next up, Warren! Warren, why are you like this, my dude? Very nice painting, though. Checkerboard patterning isn't quite as perfect as the rest of your stuff, though. And it's more from Warren. Warren, buddy. Buddy, it's okay. We all have weeks where we can't paint. Even me, a commission painter. Because I've got other stuff on. It's okay. You'll be alright. And next up, we have the Pasta King, Alex Coe. Purchased the Ogre? Why is it spelled like this? Who has done this? What has happened? Why is it spelled like this? Should I blame Games Workshop? The answer is yes. Of course the answer is yes. Alright, so I purchased the Ogre Spearhead box. My plan is to convert them into a pirate theme. Hats, pipes, peg legs, all incoming. Need to find some parrots and other pirate greebles to print and add. It's going to take a while to assemble, but the lesson I've learned, kit bashing and sculpting, here's my first step. So I think the hat looks good. I really do actually like the hat, but just in that shade, I look at it and I'm just like, he's the ravioli man. Look at him. He's a delicious pasta pirate. But yes, that was my first thought. I'm sorry, Alex. But yeah, I like him. He's looking nice, but he is a delicious pasta pirate until that hat gets some paint. Alright, so next up we have... So I wanted to talk about this one for a minute, but I'm going to have to read out. Alright, how is everyone? I made some chipping on the head, but it looked very messy, so I decided to cover it up and make it look more readable. Maybe you have to do some experiments. You do get a lot of spare heads when it comes to that. So maybe consider doing that, man, because like it will change the overall feel of your guys. Because I feel like that's a really important part for you especially. Because I don't know, it's like, okay, imagine it this way. Like, imagine that Big Bird was like all sort of bird costume up until the head, and then it was like a guy in makeup for the head. You'd just be like, what? Because, like, I'm not saying it's that crazy different or bad or anything, but what I'm trying to say is for your style, that's something that you got to learn to really make your style come together. It's my opinion, of course, but yeah. Alright. I know I'm not painting these now, but it is the end result of my wave painting for the last few years, so I'm posting anyway. I've had the last few weeks off wise, and I've spent it playing People of the Stars, the campaign for Kingdom Death for the first time. It's given me a lot of joy to go to the display cabinet each time I set up a new character, build and pull out a fully painted model I get to use for the first time. Is every model I've played with this campaign. I've had some ideas for what to build with more modular kits I own now. The 4 up front are my final champions. The monk made it all the way from the very first fight too. Alright, let's take a look and see. Guys, I know it might feel a little silly, but I think it is worth celebrating these moments. I'm not even kidding. I think it is worth celebrating these moments. Why? Because the thing is, so often we rush through our projects and we're like, yay, we got it done. And WAYPN is all about celebrating the now. But take a moment to reflect on when you've done all of these things, because we've seen Joseph paint up every single one of these. Literally every single one of these. He's put in such a spectacular effort, and when you see it all come together, I feel just the same with him as I do with James. Like these huge, amazing projects, and that's sort of how I feel about the Stargrave miniatures at the moment. We have such fantastical miniatures at the moment, and I think that they look great. So I'm going to use this moment to take a very quick break, and if you guys can just leave your comments with Joseph, because I think he certainly put the effort in, that's for sure. So yeah, thank you very much for sharing all of this with us, Joseph, and I will return very shortly. Alright, thank you, Joseph, for allowing us that moment of respite. Tomas says, I'm currently working on the rest of the team and experimenting a little with everyone. I'll be sure to get the first one and fix that up and make all 5 look coherent. Alright, so next up, we have Facebook error. Fantastic, well done. You've done well, Facebook. It was John Ross, and he was painting up some rust on stream. I really like this one down here. I think this rust looks great. Just the rust acrylics, textured base, chipping medium, one of my 21 grays to chip away. Yeah, so this is one of the reasons I really love Dirty Down Rust. Because, like, I really like that these people have all of these sorts of things. The model the model painters more than, you know, the gamers sort of thing. But that looks like a lot of work. Probably more consistent than the Dirty Down Rust. But the Dirty Down Rust is one and done product. I think he's done really well here, though. I really like these samplers. I think you've done really well here, John. Alright, next up, we've got Joseph Mallon. Finished my Nightmare Atom. I modified a model to make a brawler with a Phoenix Shield armor, as my Fist and Tooth Survivor and Shieldmaster were epic in my recent Kingdom Death campaign. I want more next time. I've also started making some terrain tiles for Kingdom Death out of the back panel of an old wardrobe. I've got some of those STLs somewhere, Joseph. I'll see if I can work something out on that one, because I've got the STL files for all of those bits of terrain that have been on there. So let's take a look. Oh my good lord. What is going on? Why does his crotch have a skull? And why is it an open skull? This is extremely suggestive. And why is he floating on a cat? What is happening? What is all of this? What is all of this? I do not know what is happening. Okay, he's looking lovely. I really like the subtle edge highlighting with her. The skin looks nice. I like the skin. I think the hair's too yellow a bit though. Yeah, the hair is definitely too yellow. I love this shield though, look at that. I love the metal that he's done up with it, in the way that he's done it up. Facing, as always, absolutely fantastic. Yeah, look at the way that he's done the metal. That's fantastic, true metallic metal highlighting. Oh no! The start of the cardboard cereal does not look... Warren! Is this more from you, Warren? It is. Alright, it's Talk Tuesday. I hope everybody had a wonderful day, and we hope you enjoy what your schemes say about you. Purple and green, the colors of villainy. Dave said that he feels attacked. Yo. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I hope you guys are enjoying this series, because it's a way of us doing the color theory videos without just beating a dead horse. Alright, so let's see. It's more of Warren being lonely. Warren, it's okay. It's okay, buddy. You can... It's alright. I know. You want to paint. We get it. We all want to paint. Some of us are very tired, though. That's me. I'm very tired, Warren. I want to paint more. But I don't have time. Alright, next up we got John Gass. Did your thing come through? It did come through. Alright, excellent. I've been stuck on this bus for a while. I really like the face parts, but the hair and beard are, I don't know, too orange. there's just not a lot of contrast between the same color. So when I take a look at this, one, I feel like the eyes are too white. It makes him feel very crazy. But when it comes to the beard head, why don't you try going into the blondes a bit more? So, for example, along this line right here, you could highlight up into the blondes to make it feel like one of those L'Oreal sort of sheens. I think that could be really good for you. Rather than just sticking with the orange, just really, really push your highlights all the way up and really push your shadows. Maybe into what, like a burgundy brown. So like just really absolutely go nuts with the hair. But it's your choice, man. Like it works. There's nothing wrong with this bust. I'll say that much. So it's up to you what you want to do. But I absolutely love that tongue. That tongue and the mouth are freaking gnarly. They look literally insane. All right. Next up, we have Nick Allen, or as Sonny may call him, Alan. There is a message. I've been messaged. Someone's messaging me. So next up we have Alan Allen. And holy cow, look at that orange. So vibrant. And with those green gems right next to it. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful contrast. The blue, absolutely popping. I think that the plasma effect could be pushed a bit more, especially considering how crazy everything else is on this miniature. I really like how he's incorporated him into the base with the dust. I think that looks absolutely fantastic. I like this shine over here. That looks absolutely fantastic. You know, yeah. I guess push the plasma, because everything else looks absolutely freaking insane. Yeah. There you go. Alright. Next up, we have Chester. Chester J? Chester J. I just wanted to share my recently painted squad. Happy with the result. Used a new technique. Quite happy on a good snapped photo. I do think I'll have to slightly disagree. I think the snapped photo could be improved. But I do like the basing. Basing looks really nice with the bluish snow and the orangish shrub. Doesn't matter that like whether it's realistic or not. I don't care. It looks cool. Cool over realism. I think these trench coats look nice. I like the little you know, bit of wool on the heads and shoulders. It looks nice. It's a nice little touch. Take a look. I think you could push the plasma a bit. I really like the effort you put into this sword. I do think that could be blended a bit more. You know, I think it's really good, man. Yeah. Very nice. Very well done. I do believe you're going for between tabletop and character level. Because there's lots of bits I really like. Yeah, I think over here with this flame thing, you could push that a bit more. Because I get the feeling that it's meant to be a heat effect, but I don't think it translates as well as you would like. But there's nothing here where I look at it and I just go, oh, I hate it. No, I think all of it looks really good. Yeah. Well done, man. Alright. Speaking of well done. It's okay. It's okay. You know, unless somebody comes on to the chat and says something right now, nothing will be said about these. Yeah, so, did somebody come and say something on the chat right now.
I will cough again.
Hey, Warhammer Dad, how are you doing?
It's hot.
Yep.
Queensland is hot.
Yep. North Queensland, as a general rule, is hot. I will read out my post, and then you can berate me. It's Whip Wednesday. We are super busy and streaming in 20 minutes! Exclamation mark. Best read as if you have lost all of your breath running upstairs. P.S. Sunny didn't get to do her usual beautiful editing for me, so you're getting it raw. We're doing it in literally 20 minutes. So, these are some of the ones we painted on stream. Can you tell us your thoughts, Warhammer Dad?
It is a fantastic ultramarine.
Oh yo! Oh yo! Why people say this? They say this to upset. I know. It's true.
No, I think I was on that stream, wasn't it, when Sunny was painting, if I recall? It's been a hazy week.
Yes, this week has also been hazy for myself. We did a lot of painting. I do believe a lot of these are the Vallejo models. Yeah, I think these are Vallejo. These ones right here. Those ones as well. I'm not sure. Okay, let's see.
Because wasn't it a mixture of Army Painter M?
Vallejo, yep.
Vallejo? Yeah.
So, those lot are Vallejo. The Asian-looking lady and the trucker-looking bloke are Army Painter, I believe. I'll just take a look. Yes, correct. So the alien. So these are Vallejo.
Yep.
This is Army Painter. Vallejo.
With the Army Painter, is that, what is it there? What is it, fast or speed paints?
Oh no,
it's their stock standards.
It's called their Army Paint. Do I have it over here? No, it's called Army Warpaint Fanatic.
Oh, yep.
And it's
those
ones.
You did mention that.
Yeah. So, anyone in particular that calls out to you or you wish to comment on?
Definitely the two aliens. I guess the ones with the aliens heads, the top left.
Yep, top left. I'll go to them.
They're definitely the standouts, of course.
Yeah, they're the Army Painter ones, yeah.
Other than that, I guess the other ones there are I'm guessing in various stages of work in progress. They're not fully finished, but
they all of them are finished. All of them are finished.
Oh, they all are.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's correct.
Because the ones, I guess, in the front and to the left, I would have thought potentially, and I'm not sure if this was for a video or not, but I would have expected like potentially more highlights or around the collars. The grey kind of blends in. Like first I thought, oh, they're still in the primer coat, so they.
You're talking about these two over here?
Yeah.
That's just because they have a boring story. They're snipers who fell in love. That's all.
Insert generic man and generic woman.
As they go on a space adventure so that you can, insert yourself into the plot.
You know that they have to be called, the female has to be called Jen and the fella has to be called Eric.
But yeah, no, somebody wrote up a story for them and yeah.
Okay, yep.
So they were painted in accordance with that sort of story. Because we've got like crazy aliens, PMCs, a trucker married to a Chinese mechanic, and he's a hacker. And then we've got like a really unusual space marine because it's from a legion that's not meant to exist. And then you've got
Jen and Eric.
Yep, Jen and Eric. we're snipers. We're like really cool and stuff. Okay, sure.
It'll have to be monotone.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, no.
my name is Eric. This is my wife, Jen. She's just sitting there, staring longingly at the exit.
All right. Okay. So the paste went crackle, and fortunately not snap or pop. So I painted it up with some Agrax Outshade, dry brush sand color, glued a little thing. He made the base. The base looked good. I liked the base. The base was really good. And then the base broke. But that's later on. I'm going to look at the basing. I really like this basing. What do you think of it?
Basing's fantastic.
Yeah.
One of my one day future, probably not going to happen projects is to do a massive 1.2 by 3 meter tabletop, and that's the kind of basing I would love to do in some of the areas. But yeah, seeing his process and what is clearly a potential issue, I'm a bit hesitant. But geez, it's turned out amazing.
I think the only thing that went wrong is the bases broke. But see, I think that this was a really... So, it's not because it's my suggestion or anything, but I think that this is a really good idea. Because it feels as if it fits now, doesn't it? Because before it felt so lopsided. And now it just feels right. It feels right.
Well, it's a base that like complements the tone or like the colors of the model. Like if it was bright blue, like ice blue, like it's a snow covered model, but then he's gone a very brown desert base, you would sit there for a second and kind of try and connect the dots where you could see that yes, this would be the colors you would have in this environment. Like it's that perfect match. The fact that I'm guessing, because I'm not familiar with, is this what's the game called?
Battletech or
Battletech, thank you. I was gonna say BattleBot, and then I went, no, it's like Gundam, and I was like, no, it's something. Yeah, Battletech.
But to be fair, this one is one of the crossover robots from the Macross or something. But I think we, before we go down a rabbit hole, we will move on and get you to comment on Sunny's style, because she also painted these. Update on minis painted for the stream for the 3-color review. Very happy with the Cassie and Rhodes models, the very loud rock people, and my anti-optometry gang, the 4-eyed aliens, and painted one Space Marine for proper filming of these guys. So I will go to wherever. So what do you think of Sunny's painting here?
So first things first, I know there was a lot of joking and memeing within the chat about the Space Marine being a salamander. I didn't pick up on that at all. I kind of went, oh yeah, Dark Angel. That's what it is.
I think
but it was like
it was just to upset. I do believe.
Because I've got salamanders, and yeah, that's the wrong shade of green.
For a salamander, yes.
Yeah, I was like, nope. We go very light green, not dark. That would almost be, I don't know, Dark Angels, dark green.
Yes, I agree.
Roll credits.
Other
than that, the more colorful ones, the punk rocker ones, the first time I saw it, I was like, conversion of the Emperor's Children. You remember the stock standard Noise Marine? Like a limited edition one. That's the first thing I thought of when I saw it was, oh man, when did GW release
no,
some new Noise Marines?
Sunny just went crazy with these Stargrave conversions. So Pathfinders in Stargrave are essentially like your all-rounder specialists. They've got good guns. They do basically everything, right? So in Stargrave, you've got 2 different types of treasures. You've got your digital treasures, right? Which you need to hack. And you've got your physical treasures, which you need to break open. And Pathfinders will do just about anything for you, right? They'll shoot well, they'll fight well, they'll hack stuff, they'll be able to break open treasure chests.
Mhm.
So I just thought the Pathfinders would think that they're the coolest people on Earth. And so the story ended up being that they're lame and stupid and nobody wants to be with them. So the idea is like she's really good at her job, but she's always making TikToks or whatever, space TikToks. And this guy, he's like a roadie, and like he's basically been dumped onto her, and she keeps him around because she thinks that he gets like views because of how out there she is, and neither of them are aware of how ridiculous one another is or how ridiculous they are, because take a look at before, right? So we've got
I can safely say that generic and these guys, they don't do couples things.
Yeah, no, you know what? They most probably do go out to a couples night together, but those two just like go off somewhere, and they're just sort of like whatever. But speaking of Gen Eric, here is also Gen Eric 2. Take a look at them.
Wow, look at the forehead on that one. It takes a lot of painting skill to get those kind of wrinkles in a forehead. He's just frowning like, what was the series of events that led to this part of my life?
Indeed.
Oh, yes. Accounting Jim.
Yes. Accounting Jim. But yeah, I think that they came up well, but these people are meant to be recruits, and recruits are sort of like your generic trooper. So yeah, they're literally free. But I think the anti-optometry gang came up well. I really liked them. I just looked at them.
Oh, the eyes are fantastic. Like, because once again, you sit there and go, this is a pretty big model. It must be, 12 centimeters or, about 2 inches. These are actually incredibly small.
Oh,
the eyes, they're even smaller still, surprisingly enough.
So
and for Sunny to get that much detail is phenomenal.
We can put them back here because you can see how small they are. Because those guys are smaller than these ones here. And like you see how the Space Marine just towers over all of them.
Yeah.
It's just like, what up, mortals?
Like if you go, oh, this is a Primarch or a Reaver Titan or something like that, one of the bigger models, you're like, yeah, well, you can go to that much detail because it's a big surface to paint where, yeah, these are very small. And to get that much detail, a lot of it's freehand.
Oh yeah, no, that
on the shirts and whatever else. That's amazing. I remember one of the ones I saw on the stream was she did the medical sign. This, what is it? The snakes wrapping around. That was on a stream last week, I think it was. It was the medic.
Oh yeah, you're right. She did.
Like that was amazing watching that freehand. But even this here, it's like we're talking maybe 3-4 mil.
Yeah, and like that's
size.
And that doesn't make any of us jealous or want to move on at all. Anyway, moving on. James.
No, I'm just this natural shade of green and spit venom.
So, James has done a quick update on Ahsoka before I try my freehand for the blue. It's just like we move on from Sunny, like, all right, I'm gonna try a freehand, guys. Pray for me. Please, wish me luck. With my pile of shame getting low, and Fallout Hollywood Heroes is something fun and different to paint. So, let's give it a go. War never changes. Let's take a look at... So I think once he does the blue will be the determining factor, and of course the sword, which is a bit wonky. I think you might need to get some hot water and readjust that because it's a bit What's the Family Guy with the droopy lightsabers? A bit of a droopy.
Oh boy.
It's a bit of a droopy lightsaber at the moment. But yeah, just get some hot water and put it in that, just the sword, not the whole model, and you should be able to readjust it. Yeah, it looks like the other one's a bit wonky too, except the other way around. It's an excited sword. Oh, no. I'm not helping my case, am I? All right, let's.
One. What was it? It's Peter, and who's the son? Chris, isn't it? So
Yeah.
one's pre-Chris, one's post-Chris entrance.
But yeah, no. Well, I'll be excited to see how you go with these ones. I watched some of the Fallout series, but to be honest, I just got bored with it.
No, so Morpheus, which is this company, I'm a massive fanboy of theirs. So back when I used to paint, I painted all the Skyrim stuff for their box set, which was the Skyrim board game. And I'm desperately looking forward to it. Got announced and up for pre-order today, the Mass Effect board game.
Oh, yeah.
And their model quality is reasonably good. Like for these ones here, there is that, I think they've got the right balance of detail where there's enough to play with, but not as much as GW where you sit there and you're painting 100 little buttons.
That was one of the big things that we talked about with the review. So we finished the recording today where we talked about the review of all of the miniatures we did. So we did 50 miniatures within the past week or so.
Yep.
10 Space Marines from 10 different legions and 40 Stargrave models. And the Stargrave models, right, you can see we went ham on some, and as you said, some look unfinished. You know, once they're on a base, they'll look more finished, but it's just like as it stands, that's how it goes. But I think the thing that I really liked is how much effort or how little effort you could put into each of these guys. You could absolutely go crazy with some of them, or you could just put up generic guy and you'd be done. Sorry, you go.
With the Morpheus company, with Skyrim, so you've got your hero characters. These are the ones you play with. They've got, you can tell that they've done like another layer of detail on it, where you have, I was like vampires, you had ogres, you had all of those generic things where there was like 10 of them, 15 of them in the box because they're just there to move around the map.
Yep.
Do whatever. They had a lot less detail on them for the idea of you could just batch paint all 10. Like I remember, it was like the Judicators or whatever it is. There's 15 of them. The detail wasn't that much. I could paint all of them. I think I did it in about 5 hours because there just wasn't that much. Where for each hero, they had that level
and I
of
think
detail because that's a centerpiece. And that's where I'd like it to be. And that's where like companies like GW, where it's like, you will have 90 of these. Here is tons of detail. It's like,
it's like here's a generic trooper. Here's a generic trooper. Like literally, this guy right here. I don't know where we got him from. I think we stole him from my brother. Like literally. So here's this guy right now. This is a generic trooper. It's got an asymmetrical arm. So his chest plate is pretty open compared to most other people's. He's got a skull with daggers through it. He's got ribbing. He's got his belt. He's got 4 lots of pouches, right? He's got his power pack, which is separated into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 elements, right? It just never stops. It never stops.
And see, like, you start getting into the tunnel of detail. So, like, even though this isn't what you were needing to do, but you didn't paint the rivets on the back. you didn't show the glow from the exhaust vents.
Yeah,
Like there's so much detail that you could have gone into, and that's where, especially for beginner painters, like where do you stop? Where do you just go, that's
exactly.
enough? Because you kind of keep finding it's like it's duplicating. You go, oh, hang on, there's now 6 rivets. I thought there was only 2. There's this, there's that.
Oh, and
And that's where
it's even worse because now that you're here, I will scroll
Mhm.
down and I will get somebody to, critique the thing which I didn't get critique on because obviously there was no one here before. Um, hopefully one of these days. Which is the Perturabo, which I finished this week as well. I didn't even realize that I finished it this week in addition to everything else. I'm like, geez, it has been a big week. So I hate how Forge World does the color schemes. So I heard one person put it this way. The Primarchs are what you get when you ask a historical painter, or no, not a historical painter. They said a vehicle painter or like an armor painter to paint up a display model, because the Forge World ones, their
yeah.
color schemes, they're just look. Plain Jane goes, I like him. He make me look pretty. Cause wow, the lack of like, do you know this is the most colorful Perturabo there is?
I think because a lot of people, with Primarchs especially, they start to shy away from it. Because once again, you look at it and go, are you going to sit there and go, this is a crap sculpt? GW's a hack, Forge World is rubbish because they didn't do the brass um, casings rolling down. No, I wouldn't have even picked it. If that was chiseled off, I would not have noticed. But they've
Mm-hmm.
gone to the effort of going, cool, here's the bullet casing. So it's like, okay, that had to be painted. There's a lot of them. More had to be painted. What he's standing on it, the base, because I've got this model up, I've got actually all the Primarch models.
Mm.
Um, so I have physically seen this and hold it. The base is almost as big as the model. And you go like, but why? Like, what was what was that? What
What
was
was
the
the
point of
point?
that? And
Yeah.
unless you are, you know, if you're trying to get people into the hobby, this isn't something to kind of show them or promote to them, because this would take anyone who's entering the hobby kind of out of it pretty quickly, because there is a lot of work in this.
Oh
And
yeah,
to be
no.
honest, Forge World models aren't the best quality. I've had to sit there, not
No,
with
they're
hot
not.
water, I guess. I've used the, what do they call it? Nope, that is not what we call it. We call it a hairdryer. I was
Yeah.
about to say a blowtorch, and I was like, nope, that is not what you use. A
Penguins.
hairdryer, and I've had to sit there.
One sec. A wild penguin appears to feast on pizza and WAYPN. Morning, guys. Hey, Penguin, and great to see you on the Discord. If you want to come in, please, please come in and say hi to us. So, yeah. Would you like to give some critique on the paint job?
Uh, so for that one there, colors are fantastic. I would say the yellows may be a bit dull, but yellows are always a bit harder. Are you going for more like a gritty, like this is Dark Age, or
Oh
more
no,
of
that
bright
so
and shiny? Or I don't
bright.
want to sit and say
So,
sorry.
yeah, it was meant to be very bright and shiny because I
Hmm?
actually went across from the not just the GW colors, I went into golden. And if you know the golden
Oh,
colors, so
mhm.
maybe it might just be the photos because in
Well,
realitysville, like that's super
yeah.
bright. Cause
Mainly it's just the leg, which yeah, that could just be
yeah, so
shadow that's now dulled it.
yeah, so this is. Wonder if I can get a zoom in on the thing, because you'll see here. Oh yeah, that zoom in might be a bit too much zoom in, but So you see here, I even went into the white on each of them. So it's yellow.
Oh, okay. Yep. So it must be quite bright. It must just be the photos quite turned down then, because if you've done it to that degree,
Yeah.
that is going to be pretty bright.
Yeah, no, I went all out.
But other than that, like the sculpt itself, and Impetorabo in general, it's not a very aesthetically pleasing sculpt.
No,
Like
it's
there's
not.
just metal.
So even this, so you see how his arm's straight now? So in his actual one, his arm is at like almost a 45-degree angle tilted downward. And
Yeah, because wasn't he pointing with his hammer, if I recall?
no, he's not pointing with his hammer. So with this arm, it's down more too. It's sort of like on an angle. Give me a moment. I'm gonna put up the stream curtain, and I'll see if I can get the Forge World thing up. No, because we got to type Warhammer now, don't we? Because Forge World and Warhammer are now the same people.
Oh, yep. Gone are the days of where this was easy to find.
Yes. Well, such is life. But yes, so I will press the buttons and hopefully the things will come up. All right, here we go. I've got the other Perturabo, and I will do my reverse.
Oh yeah, no, Yep.
Nope, that's not what I do. This horizontal. Okay, I'll bring the stream curtain down, and then here we be. Here is, so you won't see it as much. Also, how's that color change when they go to the 3D one?
Yeah, that threw me for a second.
Yeah, so you'll see that his arm isn't up as straight. And yeah, so also like take a look at how little color there is in the official one. So see where I've got the yellow there?
Very dull.
Yeah, it's very dull. Like when we compare that over here, I put yellow in there. And they're just like, yeah, no, he can have yellow up here and down there. That's literally the only colors on him.
So for both myself and for the people listening in and watching, was there any particular requirements the commissioner or the client had requested?
So
I think there was mention of interchangeable parts there at one point.
Yeah, so I've this hand right here is basically wished on with blue tack, and the hammer is over here, so the client has access to both.
Okay. Yep.
All right.
And then
yeah, go.
I was about to say, was there any like particular color choice or?
Nope. The client, the client was actually, I think because the client's a bit young, they weren't the best communicator. They're just like, okay, thanks. That looks great. I like that.
Look, man, I still hold the record for the most complicated request of please paint Chaos Space Marines, but make them not look chaotic, but they have to be easily identified as Chaos Space Marines. And I remember you sitting there going, okay, can you give an example?
No, I didn't say that. I just went, okay, all right, okay. I did not get upset in any way, shape, or form.
I think you did want to. I remember giving examples of like kind of like this, but not so chaotic, and you're like, okay, that's the official art. Oh, I'm gonna struggle. We had a few goes, but it got there in the end.
Yeah, no, I think they turned out great.
Speaking of the Alpha Legions, but yeah.
Speaking of turning out great, let us move on to the next piece, which is Shaku. No, it's not Shaku. Is it Shaku? It's Na Iskander. Have I mixed them up? Have I mixed them up? I have mixed them up.
No, it should be this one. Yeah,
So I tell you what, these are so Sand Priest. I was painting along with the stream. The pattern on the headgear. Decided not to paint the detail in. Didn't feel like torturing myself today. Fair, fair. Oh my
Yep.
god, look at it.
I
There
know.
is
The
a lot
first
of
thing I started getting like flashbacks of when I painted my Thousand Suns. I'm like, no, the torch is over. It's okay. We don't have to go back.
But yeah, no,
Because,
it looks
but
fantastic.
even like, is that? Do you reckon that's two tone he's used for the robe, or is it just he's that skilled that he's got that
No, no. So,
blue?
so there's a purple in there, right?
Yeah.
Um, it's that same sort of magenta-y purple that he's used for the eyes. So I really do
So
like the two-tone cloak.
so that isn't color shift paint. He is just skilled
Painted.
enough that he has blended that in to make it almost look like it's changing colors.
Yep, yep, yep.
That is phenomenally like that's pretty damn good.
Yeah, I that's one way of putting it. Yeah, no, I think it looks really good. There's nothing here that I would really want to change. The only thing is I want to see it with the rest of the army because we were talking about this earlier.
Mm,
Um and the official one looks a lot more grimy and sad. Oh yeah,
mm.
he's talking about the Perturabo. Yes, he does look a lot more grimy and sad. Official Perturabo. Let's take a look. Oh no, I lost my family because I don't know how to empathize.
Did you see the price tag for that though?
$201.
Australian. Man,
Yep.
I made out with a bandit. I only paid like 120, $130 for that back in the day.
Back in the
Holy
day,
shit.
yeah,
Back
back
in
in
the
the
day.
day, I paid $50 for a tactical Space Marine box. Back in the day,
I s-
back in the day,
back
fuel
back in the day,
was 50 cents.
19 in 19 tickety 2. I have to use the word tickety because a Frenchman stole our word 20. I bought a pack of Urukai GW for the Lord of the Rings, and it was $28.
Good lord.
And I feel very old and now depressed. Didn't think this conversation through.
Yeah, no. I don't think
But
any of
getting
us did.
back to it, back to happiness. The Sand Priest. So is this a part of the new or not?
No,
Well, kind
he's
of
just
new and not
been
new.
collecting stuff off the internet. He's like, "Oh, that looks like an
Okay.
undead. I like that undead." But I
Because that
really
almost looks like the Tomb Kings, but that's not nothing to do with that. Completely different.
yeah, it's
Huh.
like a legally distinct Tomb King.
Ah, okay. Yes. The GW Can't Sue Me version. I
Yeah,
see.
pretty much.
Very
Because
cool.
it's not as if they came up with that idea. I mean, yeah. Let's just say that Dune looks at them side-eyed every time they threaten to sue someone. Uh
Yeah. We're
but
all waiting for that penny to drop.
yeah. Well, it all depend how well the Dune movie will do and whether it'll come out at the same time that uh supposedly Henry Cavill gets things working. But we'll talk about that another time and we will move on
Yes.
to fish and chops.
Ah, yes. With a
Um
sneak appearance of Cat.
Yeah, so Noah Iskander says, yeah, the Thousand Suns are a torture. So you have a
Yep.
kindred spirit.
Yes, I
Fish,
painted
fish and
100
chips.
150 of them. I know pain.
Oh my
I know
god.
fear.
Look, so first off, this is amazing. I love every part of this because take a look. Alright, first off, we has tendies. This the Superman symbol, right?
Yep.
The up yours finger there. You know, it's got all the things. It has
Oh,
all the things.
this doesn't say Bogan or Brisbane Valley. Not sure what will.
Oh, I think only Australians will understand that. And they'll be like, oh. So, what?
Think of the most seediest place in your hometown. That's not far off.
Seediest place, yeah. Well, I guess Australian white trash paradise is the way to describe it.
Oh, that's not bad. No, fair enough.
You know,
yes, Woodridge. Yes, that's from Lazy Crazy Heart. Yeah, that would be a good runner up. We will add that. It is on the board. Would you like to buy a letter? But yeah, no, I like this because I'm guessing this is all custom made. So this isn't. I can go to a shop and buy this, and I love that kind of stuff. It reminds me once again back when I used to do Lord of the Rings. I made tabletop stuff, and they used to have the book, and GW has since got rid of it, and they have where it was a book of
how to make
stuff around the house like this, and it's fantastic. I've still got a copy
because here we got the cardboard straw right there, right?
Yep.
That's literally just corrugated paper, right? And then some bits of cereal box,
drinking tube. Yep.
Yeah, I think this is maybe just literally a wire from something. And yeah, like I look at it, I think this is just literally cardboard. And the cat looking to destroy the hard work. The cat's like, soon I will throw this off the table and it will be destroyed and I will laugh.
No, I miss all of that. And I wish...
Look at it plotting in the background.
I wish they... at least other companies or either GW goes back to showing people how to do it, because that was a big thing for me, was just sitting there making bits of terrain, bits of ruin. I remember in the book, I've got it because I was showing my son like how to make trees with wire and like, I think it was like a blue tack kind of stuff, and like, cool, you can get trees and this. They don't really teach that anymore. It's just, here's something pre-made and it costs a fortune.
You know, I have to say, I kind of love this one by Victor Stark. So I think it's even more orky than before. Fixed orc boy with a Lego battle droid arm. Now I can make him hold silly things. So there he is, right? And you go, oh, that's pretty orky. And then you look at this and you're like, oh my god.
See, I wouldn't have known. I would have gone, oh yeah, that must be like a custom thing, you know. If he didn't mention Lego, I would have gone, oh yeah. You know, he's got an arm, he must have kit bashed it. It looks very natural. Clearly the lightsaber, some lawyers will get involved in here at one point, but that's fine. That's got nothing to do with me.
But also look at the gold on that ring. Like, I wonder if he just like got a literal gold ring and just attached it. You know, like, what do you call those brass etching things? The necklace hoops or whatever. But yeah, no, I think it looks great. Sorry, you go.
Where he's joined, I guess, the Lego piece to the arm, instead of trying to like cover it and hide it and like make it disappear, he's almost kind of brought more attention to it.
Yeah, exactly.
Like. There's a whole thing, and we can get completely sidetracked, where with Japanese art, if things are broken or damaged, instead of trying to cover up the damaged stuff, they make it kind of like a focal point. And even though he hasn't tried to make this,
right? They put gold. Is that called ikagagi? Ikikagi?
Oh, I should know. I'm married to a Japanese woman, but I can't remember.
It's all right. Yeah, we'll blame her.
Yeah, she's not here to defend herself. This is typical practice for me. But no, I like it. Like, he hasn't tried to like hide it and go like, oh, you know, sweep it under the rug. He's gone, you know, there it is. You can see like most of it's green, but there's that bit of red.
Yeah, because it's
where the joint is.
That's what they used to do with the orcs. Like, I love where the old art where it's you know, this goblin being dragged into the shed, and the guy's got a bone saw, and the orc's looking down like, ooh, that could be a good arm. The goblin knows what's about to happen. He's like, no! But yeah, so let us move on to the next one, shall we?
It's good. No, I think he did a good job with the orc.
So, I see Larry has a Hasenflug, Desert Monster, and I counter with a catapult K2 printed for me at X2, the original size, almost 130 tall. And it seems that some sort of competition between the WAYPNers have begun. So hopefully we won't be dragged into this one because we can't afford to get into another game system. So
Let them fight.
yes, let them fight. So we go on.
I was about to say, not familiar with 3D printing. Like a model that size, is there anything particularly difficult about it, or is it easy when you're doing bigger scale, smaller scale?
I'm not sure, so it will depend, I guess, is this all one piece? And if it is all one piece, that could be a bit of a problem. But what it could be is when it comes to some bigger ones like this, right? There could just be an empty cylinder within both the leg holes and these holes, and you just literally put a metal rod through it, right?
Yep.
And attach those on either side so that it's actually got a metal rod holding it on either side so it doesn't have that same strain on the model itself. But I have no idea how this thing's actually built. So I will move on to Nick Allen, who is starting his glow up challenge. So left starts with 1996. I can smell cargo pants, Magic the Gathering, pizza night at Pizza Hut, red cups. It's all coming back to me. Oh no. Daddy, put the belt away! Oh
boy. I don't know if I'm mentally prepared to hear this.
But yeah.
I need an adult present.
You are an adult.
Well, that's what my wife keeps telling me.
But I'm really looking forward to seeing how Nick performs with his glow up challenge, because it's really interesting going back and seeing really great painters' old paintworks, because you look at this and it's not bad, is it? It's not the worst. So
it'd be interesting to know what, and it is prying. But like, what age is that? Like, did he paint that when he was in his early teens, late teens? Because it isn't a bad model at all. Especially he's gone white, or that bleach bone. I think it's even called bleach bone. The color is notoriously difficult.
Yeah.
Yep. Because I remember painting a lot of Lord of the Rings with bleach bone. That was not a pleasant experience for anyone.
So Iskander says we have a glow up challenge. Did I miss the memo? And Lazy Crazy High just laughs. Yes.
Yeah, what is this glow up challenge? I'm unfamiliar with this term or concept.
So glow up challenge means you're essentially going to show your old self and then your new self, where you have quote unquote glowed up and made yourself better.
See, this is where I kick myself, because in a point of desperation, I had sold all my Lord of the Rings stuff. There would still be some pictures, but I got rid of it all to feed my ever-growing 40k addiction.
I see. The most strongest of narcotics.
Yep.
Well, let us move on to the final Larry Has a Flu. So he said, calling it done. I don't want to make multiple posts, so here's a little gallery. Sadly, the big base broke. Say that 3 times fast. When I was trying to get the monster into it for the camera. But it does make insertion and removal a lot easier, so I may not fix it. And sorry for the overexposure on some of the pictures. Well, let's take a look. So I think it came together really well in the end. I think like when it's on its big base, it looks so much better to me because,
Exactly.
like, you can take a look at it here, in this picture, and it just feels so awkward and out of place. And then you look over here, and
It
it's like,
it's the base isn't the correct size for that model.
yeah, and it just
Mhm.
feels right. Um, but yeah, I
Yeah.
think
No,
hopefully,
I agree.
hopefully that'll be quite fun to deal with. But this guy looks cool. I haven't seen this guy before.
Mm.
I like the
I think this was
stripes.
the higher what is it? The brightness had gone up quite a bit, if I recall, on that other
Yeah.
model.
Yeah, and all of these guys look tiny by point of comparison. They're all
Hmm.
just like, yeah, I'm just a guy.
Like it.
No, it's just funny because it went from mech to yeah, Black Adam, and I just imagined Black Adam mech style, just up there in the clouds, oony weeny warny walkie. uh, hey Marcelo, and so it just threw me for six because I'm in this sort of mindset of like, oh, all the mechs and the mech worrying and the mechs, and they'll do the mech stuff, and I like the striping, and then all of a sudden he's ho 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 ho.
There's Magic Man.
Oh, I guess we have to move on. We have to. It's necessary. We
But no, I guess the models, especially the last one, that very fantastic. The whites come out very smooth on that, which is always good. Whites always like
yeah.
streaks are
Oh.
it's horrendous. I hate it.
Yeah, white can be quite the pain in the tuchus. In the tuchus, even. Well, for some reason, uh, YouTube is playing up because it's a day that ends in Y. Alright, I made some terrain tiles for Kingdom Death. They're supposed to be acanthus herbs. Acanthus. I wanted everything to be as flat as possible so models can stand on them. PSA, moss and superglue react exotherm. So I saw,
Exothermically?
yeah, so I saw puffs of smoke and felt short-lived hot spots on my fingers. Don't superglue large clumps. Also, I've started on work on Father Son. Okay, let's hope that let's hope that we see pictures of miniatures soon. Okay, yeah, great.
Say, do we need to phone some form of authority?
Yeah,
Possibly some form of child protection service?
yeah, no, because I
I
was,
am now concerned.
yeah, it's like started work on Father Son. Wait, what? I need to, huh? No, but you know what? I wonder. So you know how super glue heats up super quick, right?
Mhm.
And you know how dirty down rust reacts to heat. I wonder
Mhm.
if you could put like moss with under some put some dirty down moss down, put the super glue over it, and then spray it with some zip kick. And if it had absolutely set off, what do you reckon? That's an experiment worth trying, right?
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I reckon. I want to try that
This
now.
sounds problematic.
Uh,
Just check with Sunny first before you do anything. Get her permission.
no, I don't think I will. Moving on. Um,
Hmm.
Connor Patterson is trying his first time with a Xenothol spray. What do you reckon?
Oh. First time. I've always wanted to. I guess when I was doing the bulk of my painting, that was not really a thing, and if it was, I wasn't aware of it. But let's go. I guess you're more of an expert than I, but I think it turned out pretty damn good. Like
Yeah,
he's done well. If that's his first time,
yeah.
geez,
I
that
think I think
You've
it's come
done
out well.
well.
Done well. So Lazy Crazy High said my first miniatures came from a magazine subscription, Lord of the Rings, back in the day. Back in the day.
Yep.
Back
Same with me.
50-cent petrol. Do you guys remember that? You never
Oh,
will.
man, that makes me depressed.
Oh man. Do you
Like,
you
oh,
know that
the fuel is discount. It's $2.05. It's like, yes, discount.
oh
I
my
remember
god.
when there was the news and it was like big nationwide news. It might break $1. By the
Yeah.
end of the month, it's going to break $1. And they're like, society will collapse. No one can afford it. We'll be back to push bikes. And now $2. We don't even blink at that anymore. We're just
Yeah,
melting
no.
through
You know the funniest thing? I
it.
saw when do you remember back when we had the massive fuel hikes? And I think this is when we went from $1.20, and this is only a couple of years ago. We went from $1.20 to $1.50. Somebody put up a meme and said, I'm taking a photo of this so you guys know how good we had it." And I hated them then. And occasionally they put that meme up, and I'm just like,
Yep. Yep. No.
yep.
Oh, man. Man, this was not a good podcast to come on to not make myself feel depressed. I remember that. I remember that plainly. Like my dad was like, "Oh, no one will ever accept such high fuel prices. The country will riot. We'll just burn the place down." And it's like now it's like, nope, $2.
Yeah,
Not
well,
even a
to
concern
to be
anymore.
fair, you started it with the Perturabo price and the Lord of the Rings miniatures. So kind of Patterson is showing up some more miniatures that he's got on the plate. Yeah, man,
Mhm.
do it, And this is part of the process, guys. Just showing things off. Showing I got to get these things done, and in that way, you make yourself more accountable because you're like, hey, I got to do this, and essentially that makes you accountable to the public. And that's what I do some of the times too. So next up, we have John Gass. Gas, gas, gas. Um, Nobody knows that song from a rare
No.
Japanimation. Uh, uh, called
Go on.
Initially D, or
Oh, I should have known that. Now I'm just depressed and angry at myself. Going for the trifecta now.
Alright, here's the final update on the Astrolith. There's not much different from the last. I wanted to show off the feathers. Thanks for the tips. It looks a lot better now. Also, I asked about darkening. I know y'all asked about darkening the green. I just went over what I had with a watered down sap green ink until I thought it was good enough. So I reckon this looks great. I really
This is
love
fantastic.
these feathers too. Like they look like real feathers the way they are. I think that looks really nice. Like you said, there's not a lot of difference in it, but seeing it all come together is absolutely beautiful. And I really like whatever this effect he's got with this. There's not a lot of difference, but man, it is nice seeing it all done up. So I'm really, really looking forward to what you're going to do with this piece. And I wish you a lot of luck, man. I wish you a lot of luck. All right.
I'm impressed with the green, to be honest. Like,
Yeah.
it looks like jade. Like
Yeah, it
an
does
actual
look like
stone.
jade.
It's got that marbling in it that's perfect. It's not overdone. It's enough that you can look at it very briefly and go, oh, yep, that's marbling. It's supposed to be stone. You know, with the theme that I'm guessing this piece is from, it's more Aztec.
Yep.
That Latin American kind of thing. And I go, that's what you want. You want something that almost like if you whip your head left and right, could you almost understand what it is? And very quickly you can go, yep, like an Aztec kind of thing.
Yep.
It must be, you know, within a jungle biome that these people tend to be around.
Yep.
That's great. Like, that's good, I guess, artwork. That's good craftsmanship where you can look at something very briefly and kind of get the story first go.
Yep. And you're not alone. Lazy Crazy High says, that looks awesome. Yeah, the feathers do it for me. Yeah.
I think he's done very well. I'm very jealous.
Well, so we've got to finish off with all of this jealousy. And I do believe this is our last post for the night. So I'm going to click this. And hopefully, you know, we will see this bit right here. And, oh, what has happened? I saw something come up. Something's happening. Something's happening, y'all. Okay? I thought I saw something weird where it was a Japanimation character.
That's what I've got 23 minutes ago from Liam.
Oh, is it? I did not see it.
Yeah.
Because I've got it arranged chronologically and it says no. I said by newest post and it said you are the last person who has done something. I'll click it again. See if it releases the demons. What is it? Tell me.
Oh no, it's just no, we're
it just keeps
the YouTube and Facebook.
It disappears every time. You saw it, right? You saw it come up on the stream. It's there for like half a second, and then it's like no bueno, no. You cannot, no. You cannot have stream.
Unless he's asking for permission, because he has asked, am I allowed to post this? And it is about that model. It's a link to a YouTube video.
Ah, okay. Well,
so
I don't know.
That's it. The great Facebook gods have deemed this inappropriate for our eyes.
Well,
for it has an anime woman on it. And clearly none of us have seen that before, and we would not be able to comprehend what we are watching.
No. I've only ever seen 3-dimensional cars from the initially D series with the gas that we talked about before. Oh, you know what? Since we've got an orc up, there's something that I want to... Okay, is it going to come up this time? Is it? Let's play the big... No.
Oh, please stop testing fate.
Alright, so we've got the orc here, and wow. It came up absolutely fantastic. So I'll talk a quick bit about his base, because the base is just absolutely phenomenal. I look at it, and I'm just like, oh, woo wee wah. I love the little tufts here. I like the way that he's done the rock in that sort of sandstone effect. It's not a it's not just a grey rock. And like, I love grey rocks. I like rocks like that, right? But it also does get fairly boring, you know what I'm saying? When it's all grey rocks all the time, forever. So I think that looks good. I'm just trying to think what else. I really like the green. I think it goes a bit high into the whites, but it's meant to be sort of almost caricature-esque with how muscly those muscles are. Like, look at the breast muscles. There's like 4 going along the breast, and it's like, yeah, I have the distinct feeling that over the top is the whole theme there. Yeah.
No, the muscle tone and you know, the the highlights, fantastic. The what do you call it? The leather work or the armor, fantastic. The base, yeah. What else is there to say other than what you've said? It is perfect. I agree. A lot of the stuff, I'm also very guilty of it. Oh, there is tactical rock. What color should it be? Grey, Gracier grey, dark grey, chapter grey, codex grey,
gunship grey,
gunship grey,
Yokosuba grey.
Whatever the other, there's like 50 greys from GW. It's like, well, I painted the last 50 in codex grey, so let's mix it up by going.
Hey, Oshiba.
Gracier grey.
Unfortunately, Oshiva, you've come right at the end where we're about to finish up. So, I don't think that there's a a single thing where I'd be like, all right, this needs to be changed. I do think that the greens go way too into the white.
Mm-hmm.
I prefer it to be more into the sort of yellowish rather than into the whitish, to be more vibrant. But when I take a look at it, there's absolutely nothing on there where I go, I think all of it is quite spectacular. You take a look at it, and it just absolutely pops off the screen. So that's what you want. That's what you want.
And it depends on what style and theme he's going for. Like, for me, I would like it, like you said, more dark, like tone it down completely. But if that's not the style he's going for, and he's wanting this more vibrant light, it almost glows, then he's done it perfectly. My only thing, which is more of a pathetic personal choice, I wouldn't say it's got anything to do with his painting, is, I don't know, I find the bone work, especially on that axe in the front, I don't know, it seems a bit bland, but that could be the style overall.
Yeah.
Because the tone of the yellow or the white that he's used for the bone for the axe starts to look very similar to the lightish highlights he's used on the muscles, and it's almost like, at first I kind of clicked and went, so is he saying that he's that muscular that the bones are showing through, or is it just it happens to be very similar in color? Like, I kind of struggled for a second to kind of click, like, is it supposed to be like you can see the bone just under the skin in his shoulder blades, or is it just it's very similar? But once again, I would consider that me being very pathetic and pedantic over something that I don't think needs to change. It's just me.
It's all right. So, Warhammer Dad, I think it's time for us to end off. And there is one thing that I found which I wanted to share with you guys. And I thought it was fantastic. So just let me pause this music in the background for a second. And hopefully this will come up. All right. Are you gonna play for me? Or are you gonna be? You're gonna be a problem, aren't you? You're not gonna work, because I found this and I thought it was great, guys. Are you gonna show it? No, you're gonna be a problem. Why are you like this, machine? Why are you like this? Come on. Okay. I see that the gods are against me. Let's
You are my only.
No happiness.
No.
Skies are gray.
We will continue to brood and reminisce on cheap oil and fuel prices.
All right, guys. Well, that will be it for this one. And as always, keep those brushes wet. Bye-bye.